未来洗联储还 HDO 洗币会别人抢着来成为国家流通的货币。接下来被国家认可、主权认可、主权流通，甚至大的这招地控制的金融集团流通，它是一定会发生的。
Now, standing on the cusp of future and witnessing the transition of money as we know, fiat and fiat to digital, we take a peek into what it could entail, the pitfalls, the advantages, the benefits. I'm Jesse, and we have with us today 007.
Hello, everyone. I'm
True007.
True
007, yes. Now let's take a look into at a fine piece of video that we got from YouTube. And it's a rather interesting piece of video, rather illuminating. Producer, can we have the video 1, please?
The top 10 benefits payment systems get when using blockchain. Firstly, we have lower costs. It makes inexpensive direct payments. In the traditional payment system, funds need to be coursed through intermediaries. This means that a commission is made for every entity involved in the transaction. On the other hand, a blockchain-based payment system greatly reduces the number of intermediaries, deducting the intended commission from the total transaction cost. This makes money transfers cheaper, as there are little to no involved facilitators in the fund movement. Secondly, the payments are much faster. For businesses that depend on cash flow to pay out suppliers and employees, speedy payments are essential. When you look at it from the point of view of the merchants, this becomes more important. Take the USA for example. The B2B payment cycle takes a lengthy 34 days without blockchain. This is an issue that can be erased by this technology. The tech allows for real-time money processing and transfers, even across different banks. Blockchain also eliminates the need for the payer and payee to be on the same bank system, as the database is now shared between financial institutions. Thirdly, and probably the most controversial, digital currencies, or cryptocurrencies. Digital currencies are now widely used, and banks can keep up with new financial trends with blockchain. This increase in usage of digital currencies and cryptocurrency is linked to the growth of e-commerce. Using the technology, banks can now accept digital currency for several transactions, including online payments. Next, we have greater safety. Having sensitive information on paper leaves more room for data theft and other malicious activities. Blockchain systems, while not 100% impervious to all attacks, are more fortified against breaches, thanks to robust cybersecurity operations. Plus, people who use digital finance are more likely to check their accounts more regularly. They would immediately notice suspicious activities and possible discrepancies in their accounts. Fifth, it's easier to know your customer, KYC. Financial institutions, KYC spending could go up to billions, especially in countries where financial crime compliance is required, like Germany and France. KYC initiatives require companies to identify and authenticate their customers. These efforts are put in place to help reduce financial crimes and terrorist activities. With the blockchain technology, these companies will have access to verified information from other companies' databases, decreasing duplicated efforts between banks and other third-party institutions. As the world at large shifts to a digital-driven lifestyle, blockchain can help streamline and progress financial technology even further. Now, the top 10.
So I remember when blockchain first came out, and I thought, block what? And now, of course, it is a disruptive technology that's being used by major companies and especially financial institutions around the world. It's causing some sleepless night because how disruptive it is. Smart contracts for one, conveyancing under threat, anything that chain of custody is important, proof of life is important, even licensing and copywriting. So it seems that it is able to open up blue oceans, sectors that will bloom in the future. And it is, to me, it is freeing and truly energizing content creation, copyrights, IP rights, monetization. Now, there are a lot of advantages to be gained from using blockchain technology, especially for the payment system. For one, the benefits, right? Lower costs, faster payments, digital currencies, and greater safety in many sense, including the proof of life, as we said, and knowing your customer. possibly removing distortion. So a blockchain essentially is a digital ledger of transaction that is duplicated and distributed across the various nodes. So the nodes form a network of computer system on the blockchain. Henceforth, what it does is it records information. Now, this system of recording information, it is in a way that makes it difficult and almost impossible to change, to hack, to cheat the system, thus making it secure and immutable. The blockchain reduces the number of immediate intermediaries. Oh, well, indeed. Making the transaction cost cheaper and payment faster. When you're talking in the millions, in the billions, you do want your money in the bank as soon as possible. So this happens even if the payer and the payee are not on the same banking system, because the database is now shared between the various or the many financial institutions. So you can play your part now too in reducing financial crimes and terrorist activities. How? Via the KYC process that government regulation do now require, meaning to know more about you, to know you, and therefore regulating who comes in and who lives there, etc. But let's hear what the other benefits are. The video, please. Part 2 of the video, please.
A large one coming in sixth is money transfers. Transferring money to other countries presents many problems and challenges for consumers and financial institutions. People send billions of dollars internationally each year, and the process is usually expensive, laborious, and error-prone. Blockchain can change all that. Many major banks have adopted international payments with blockchain technology, which saves time and money. Consumers can also use blockchain money transfers to complete electronic transfers with mobile devices without any added effort. Seventh, less time and money. The safest payment methods are cash, wire transfers, and cashier's checks. But cash is untraceable, wire transfers are time-consuming, and cashier's checks can be forged. With blockchain-based payments, all of these issues are removed for greater confidence. Next is tracking transaction details. Money transfers aren't the only way blockchain can revolutionize banking. Blockchain is an excellent method of tracking transactions and ensuring accurate, secure information, such as title details. A distributed ledger is nearly impossible to alter, making it easier to track ownership. And smart contracts. Transactions can be costly, complex, and time-consuming, but blockchain offers an opportunity for automation. Smart contracts can track when a buyer pays and when the seller delivers, as well as address any problems that come up during the process. Automated systems also reduce human error and work 24/7. Ninth is a new level of financial inclusion. Blockchain's low costs give startups a chance to compete with major banks, promoting financial inclusion. Many people are looking for an alternative to banks because of restrictions like minimum balance requirements, low access, and banking fees. Blockchain can provide an alternative that uses digital identification and mobile devices, free from the hassle of traditional banking. Lastly is reduced fraud. Blockchain stores information in a ledger with transaction information with each block, along with a unique hash that refers to the previous block. Every person within the network receives a copy of the transactions as well. Because of these features, blockchain technology is resistant to distributed denial of services attacks, hackers, and other types of fraud. And as a bonus of blockchain-based transfers for merchants, includes eliminating insufficient funds. Consumers sometimes pay for goods or services with a bad check, which causes a loss and additional fees for merchants, as well as possibility of legal hassles to recover. Blockchain-based payments can give merchants the confidence of knowing that the transaction is good within a few seconds or minutes. Although banking faces a lot of strict rules and regulations, more and more financial institutions are realizing the potential of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. A large one coming in.
On this Sapphire Day that's bright and cheery, True007, would you like to share with us your thoughts on what the other benefits might be, please?
Thank you, Jesse. Okay, what we have seen is the source from the internet. Okay, talking about the benefits of 10 benefits. So I'm going to share with everyone the extra 5 benefits. Obviously, okay, first of all, it's about the money transfers. Okay, transfer monies. Okay, this is the one. And then less time and money. the transaction fees are reduced, okay, heavily. That depends on the platform. With the platform on charge you 5% or not, I heard, then you cannot escape that extra 5%. So in that case, it might be just as expensive or as more expensive like conventional ones, the banks. And 3, it's okay. Number 8 is the tracking transaction details. Okay, so transaction details is in the blockchain. It's it's multiple recognitions of the record, and no one can change the record. Right, that's a good thing about it. So the record is in the global data system and in the so-called blockchain. Tracking transaction details. Okay, then financial inclusions. Okay, financial inclusions. I mean, you can acting that as if financial report and so on. That's a simple function which every software could have, but then it probably save you hassle if you're used to on the internet to do these transactions. Then reduce the fraud. Well, reduce the fraud, it's a questionable one. However, it is said it reduced the fraud because it's a blockchain. You got a unique IPTs and so on. But the other quite challenging facing us could be that in that reduce the fraud matters. It depends on whether you've been KYC'd or not. So this is why we have seen continuation of government agencies like SEC, okay, and they're imposing fines and so on. So this does happen on the fraud, such as internal fraud as well as the blockchains. I mean, your wallet could be stolen as well. This happens frequently with Bitcoins and so on. So in summary, the major banks have adopted international payment with blockchain technology, which saves time and money. Consumers can also be blockchain money transferred to complete electronic transfers with mobile devices. Also, blockchain is an excellent method of tracking transactions and ensuring accurate, secure information, making it easier to track ownership and smart contracts. Smart contract rules, it's a piece of software which eliminates the middleman, can track when the buyer pays and when the seller delivers, as well as report any problems. The blockchain provides security and other features which makes it impossible to counterfeit or double spendings and reduce fraud. But that's a very good function. Blockchain-based payment provide that the transactions is successful and settled within a few seconds or minutes, fast. So a decentralized blockchain-based system can replace banking with fast transactions, higher levels of security, lower fees, and smart contracts. We'll begin to see more blockchain solutions becomes available to other sectors like healthcare, government, real estate industries, okay, solutions, and the logistics, NFT, of course, and the media, etc. So, okay, well, back to you, Jess, to introduce the comments.
Thanks. Yeah, so it seems to be a new level of financial inclusion because you're talking about low cost, and therefore fintech or many fintech can now compete with banks, traditional banks, and of course and what the True007 is saying also is there seems to be no more bounce checks, and merchants with no funds are valid and they are there within seconds. And this is what I really like. When the transaction is successful and settled, it can be settled within a few minutes or a few seconds. So with such powerful benefits, the US Central Bank announced this week that the Federal Reserve, plans to defer launching the US CBDC as the FedNow service will solve the same issue. What's the FedNow service? FedNow services, all right, it is a new instant payment service via the US Central Bank. Now, the Reserve Bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, that is designed to offer uninterrupted 24/7 365 processing and will feature integrated clearing functionality, therefore enabling financial institutions to proviso and deliver end-to-end instant payment services to their customers, financial institution that is. So launch of timing. The latest news from Leo Bernard, the vice chair of Federal Reserve Board, says that the FedNow will be kicking off in mid-September, very soon, a couple of weeks perhaps for us in 2022. Now, while the FedNow service will launch, the service itself proper will launch in about 3 quarters time. All right, the time frame being May to July 2023. It will roll out in phases, of course, and the phase approach will allow for adjustments and improvement in response to industry needs or changes in technology. Changes in technology will keep you awake at night. Now, service design. So on the August 6, 2020, the announcements of the service features and functionality of these new 24/7 365 interbank settlement services with the clearing functionality, all right, to support instant payment in the US. So the initial service launch will include core clearing and settlement capabilities. This will support a huge range of transaction. Now, the blockchain technology thus enable banks to send funds to other banks instantly. Again, 24/7 365. So you don't have to wait for the banker, the teller clerks to be there, or the banking manager to be there to activate that. And it seems that the use of the ISO 222 standard, the best practices is to support the interoperability. Features were to support payment integrity and data security, something that we all take seriously now with cybersecurity issues. A liquidity management tool that will allow participants and others to transfer funds to each other to support the liquidity needs of instant payments. Now, True007, can you illuminate for us the FedNow payment flow, please?
Sure. Okay. So you can see, okay, from what our director is going to show us. Okay, there are 8. Okay, there are 8 steps, so-called. Yes. Okay. So number 1, the flow chart. Okay, is sending initials a payment message to its financial institution, FI. Well, to make it simple, you just send a payment message to your bank. Whatever bank you have, you might have a Bank of America or your local banks where you used to go to for service. So number 2, senders financial institutions submit a payment message to FedNow service. Okay, so your bank will send to FedNow service a payment message. Number 3, FedNow service validate the payment message. So remember, FedNow service is in the middle. It validates. Okay, that's where you know the validate. So whether you payment, it's I don't know, maybe a list of checking lists for such as that in money laundering, okay, and so on, and this is what you should pay, and blah blah blah. So that's what it does. We don't know. It's in the middle. Number 4, so FedNow service sends the contents of the payment message to the receiver's financial institutions. So for example, then the American banks, then therefore it might be sending to the banks of California, for example, after they have done the job, which is to validate the payment message. So it's legal, no money laundering, and no other hawk shocks business involved, blah, blah, blah. So you can see this will result in a tightened control by the federal, by the Reserve Bank. Okay, this is so-called, control and supervision and so on, so on. So it's very heavily involved. Okay, and after that, number 5 is the receiver's financial institution send a positive response. Positive means yes, okay, we accept the payment, no rejection. to FedNow service, confirming that it's intended to accept the payment message. And then come to number 6. Number 6, FedNow debit and credit the accounts of senders and the receivers financial institution respectively. So I think they can do that respectively or at the same time once they already confirmed. In that point, we come to step number 7. FedNow services send the payment message forward to the receiver's financial institute with an advice of credit and send an acknowledgement to sender's financial institute notifying that settlement is complete. Settlement complete. Number 8, receiver's financial institute credit the receiver's account almost immediately. Almost immediately means within seconds, right? Let's see that. So that is the 8th step, all right? And the FedNow real-time payment use cases, including transactions where one person sends money to another person through banking system, payroll, utility bill, healthcare cost, education fee, credit, card payments, fund sending instantly, speed up from money through economy. So remember, it doesn't mention anything about if you go to McDonald's, pay your lunch, whether this has happened or not. It looks, I think in that case, it should happen. Okay, it should. If it's going to be popularized in the entire US, and I assume this is going to be preparation for internationalization or globalization. Okay, not well, we know that the CCP have launched the monetary, the digital currency, attack very fast to the US financial system. I think this might be a reason why Fed is prepared this so quickly. So let me ask you, Jesse, I co-host the question. Why is the Federal Reserve Bank developing the Feds now? Can you please share with us? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of viewers will begin or have, you know where we are going. We are trying to find the common denominators of why, the whys, the what, and the when and the how. So we'll come to that later in the part of the program, which will definitely brighten up your day. And for now, why develop FedNow? Some says, they're playing catch up. Really? I don't think so. I think the mega trend is pretty clear. It's pretty crystal clear. And we are beginning to see very strong tailwind, not just from merchants, from users, and even regulators, and even countries. Because instant payment has been one of the fastest growing forms of digital payment. You have used it, I've used it, my grandma uses it, and the projected CAGR, which is a compound annual growth rate, is 23.6% from 2020 to 2025. Now, that's not something to scoff at or to sniff at. 23.6 is a good bet, I reckon. Now, in more than 50 countries, the central banks have already implemented instant payment networks that support the immediate posting and settlement of funds. You send your goods, you want it as soon as possible. Now, on the 9th of August 2022, the RBA, which is the Reserve Bank of Australia, they started trialing its own digital currency. They say it's as part of a research project to evaluate the future of CBDC in Australia. I can't wait. And the Fed, of course, then began to explore the possibility of introducing a centrally owned and operated instant payment networks. That's way back in 2013. So they formed what we call the Faster Payments Task Force, the FPTF, in 2015 to identify opportunities to implement instant payments. Now, the Fed is developing FedNow in the interest of enabling financial institutions of all sizes across the US to provide safe and efficient instant payment services to their clients, to their customers. Would you call that inclusive, or should it be more inclusive? FedNow is, of course, a better alternative to a CBDC, the Federal Reserve Government says. And FedNow will, or they may, replace the ACH, which is the automatic clearing house. Now, this usually clearing, you take 2 to 3 days or 3 to 4 days to do the settlement. So, and we remember about President Biden's executive order in our last episode. So, 007, would you like to bring us up to date on what's the latest situation regarding the executive order, please?
Sure. Thanks for the comment before that. Okay, we can see American central banks, Federal Reserve, Fed pay now, this really speeding up since. I think there must be a reason. So let's look at the the responses to the Joe Biden's crypto executive order. Due to the White House 120 days after what to extend and the implications of future U.S. policy in digital asset. Release of the order putting the deadline on the 5th of September 2022, which is today, okay, here, tonight for the United States. The responses extended from the Treasury and Justice Department will hold particular sway over the future of crypto policies in the US. Where it goes against the crypto industries, how crypto should be used and regulated. Okay. List of the problems with the crypto right now, mainly it falls on people, exchanges, lenders, operators, miners, fraud, government agencies like SEC, and government are too slow to act. Congress and the regulators need to get serious about telling people what is the speed limit on the crypto highway, what projects and the appropriate and good. Regulations is now using people. Regulation is to clarify the standard and requirements. So, after all, what is your expectations, Jesse, about it? Thanks. Yeah, Jesse, can you hear me? Jesse? Yeah,
Hello?
okay. Jesse, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. My question is,
Okay.
what's your expectations as to the crypto side?
Yeah, so for a lot of investors or speculators or even merchants and institutions, what we really need regulatory clarity for cryptos, and not just the SEC swinging the baton to protect the turf at the expense of more than 40 million of Americans and the world in the crypto economy. Now, there is a rather unique system, and one which is above and beyond the 10 benefits that we have just watched earlier on. It includes a cold biometrics wallet, because that addresses a few things, the risk averse. It addresses issues for the risk averse. It addresses issues that for the uber rich who wants to protect and keep at arm's length their who they are, and of course then the trust which is sorely lacking in this. So there's a rather unique system that's designed by Mr. Miles Guo, and this video is rather illuminating. Would you like to play the video for us, producer, please?
法币改成数字货币，你不会放松监管，不是放松监管，你叫非法监管，你不放弃，你不放弃非法监管，就有爱支配这样的东西出来，点到点，秒过，啊，使用过的人简直是觉得爱的不行了，人家不可思议，洗币、爱支配，绝不可能有任何第三方拿走你的信息，整个洗联储。绝对 KYC 100%的保证占有安全，绝不接受第三方在这块抽钱、抽佣、出卖占有信息，而且爱支配给你配上了。什么叫交易？你给我所需要的，咱俩形成叫交易。咱俩交易之间为什么要需要中间第三方？关键你们这钱不受第三方监管，第三方在那块掠夺，这是多大的利益呀！更重要的事情，无国界，无物理界限， 就这么简单的道理。银行是世界上最多余的王八蛋，它是社会上没有科技，愚弄了所有人财富掠夺的工具。别忘了，存在银行的钱，银行破产是不用还的。第二，银行赔钱也不用，赔了钱你是要承担责任的，他永远不负责任的。最重要的事情，特别有些苛捐杂税。你想想，任何国家的法币是没限制的印刷，这是有多恐怖啊！现在共产党承认自己干了46万亿人民币的印刷，事实上我100万亿也不拉倒啊！他用的纸和数据就掠夺住你所有的血汗，这多恐怖！你想想啊 ，PayPal 是6.9%的手续费 ，Stripe 他把你的钱可以在6个月以内给你拿走，就是你干了任何事儿，6个月能把钱给你收回啊。Pay 连0.6秒都没有，你付了就是付了，你自己承担责任。承诺即兑现，兑现就不能改变，体现了货币的本质。过去的 Stripe 是机构，大家记住 ，Stripe 美国不对个人交易的支付，只对机构。它几十个机构就是国家机构和国际金融机构，剩下的国家银行、各国银行在这个基础之下来运行。我要告诉大家的就是 ，Stripe 是只给机构服务，机构在分销商。那未来的新区块链，说白了，每个人之间你都是 Stripe， 没有任何代理商，就现在Pay一样。那咱们这个技术，这就是洗联储的最大的追求，就是洗联储要成为人类上最安全的金钱储蓄、货币使用、支付、投资的可信任的全球平台。法币。
Now, this video is rather illuminating in terms of timeliness, the relevancy, and the recency. Now, I have in front of me what it says, the HPay and the H Exchange, the Himalaya Exchange. It aims to be the safest global platform, all right, for keeping your money safe, for spending money safely, and of course, as an investment, as a safe assets. Now, what's your thoughts on this, 007?
All right. So, what I think now, the Himalaya Pay version 1, what you see is version 1 is the key to Himalaya ecosystem. Yep. Designed as a powerful and versatile digital gift card system, allowing members to redeem the gift cards and the member merchandise. And members can also send other members gift using these gift cards. Future releases Himalaya Pay version 2 is a key to the Himalaya ecosystem designed to provide a powerful and versatile mobile solution, connecting customers and businesses in a revolutionary way. Built with easy and simplicity, users can make fast and secure transfers with confidence. Easy registration is our seamless and integration to Himalaya Exchange. Existing users can log in directly to the platform without any extra sign-up process and enjoy the convenience of a single sign-on. For new members, it is an easy sign-up process, okay, and safe and secure members-to-members transfer. Gift $H and HCN to friends and family who are members of the Himalaya ecosystem. Instantly and securely transfers can be made to registered users around the globe. Easy redemption with Himalaya Pay. Access to our exclusive Himalaya ecosystem merchants. Himalaya Pay users can easily redeem the gift cards by scanning a RA code. So back to Jesse.
So really what we're talking about is, it's really simple. The 3 really simple steps to sign up. So it is frictionless, all right? There's security in it, and there's in terms of transaction time and transaction cost, it is 0, 15 seconds. So once you have the Himalaya Pay app, which is an app, which you can download from the Apple Store or from Google Play, you just sign up needing an email address and a phone number. Now, it is true. It is amongst the strictest and earliest proponent for where the KYC process. Of course, you need your full legal name, your passport, your selfie, and after that you receive a confirmation email. Now, when I first started, it took me about 3 weeks to get through the hoops of KYC, but apparently now the system is so fast that your KYC can be done within a few days or moments. And then you begin to deposit payments to start trading and using the HPay. HPay, remember, it is a payment processing system, right? So if you look at the Visas and the Masters of the world, their market cap is about what, 600 to 700 billion dollars, and HPay is the one that creates this frictionless and it is secure and it's fast. So the zero transaction fees between the user of HPay app is a point-to-point, what I like to call a H2H. It's a granular to granular, a G2G, granular to granular, human to human, instant transaction, payment and settlement, and importantly, the security data protection is military grade. All right. So this is exactly what Mr. Moscow has said, that our stablecoin HDO is pegged to the US dollar. Our system is unique. All right. And it is one that will definitely get one or all 4 licenses, meaning the digital currency exchange, the banking license, the digital trading and transaction by the end of this year. I know it sounds a mouthful, all right, but we want to end the program by asking, all right, True007, what's the difference between digital currency and crypto?
Okay, digital currency, cryptocurrency. Well, digital currency, obviously, it's a digital currency. It's very much, a currency hide in the digital form, instead of being physical money carried out around the, exchanges in the real world. Fiat currency are issued and backed by government, for example, Aussie dollars, US and Euro. So, I think because the timing concerned, so what I like to do is to ask Jesse one question. We probably finish our program. When you talk about the HPay, the difference between the HPay, would you be able to share with us your experiences actually physically, personally? Can you please share your experience with HPay yourself, please?
Wow. Firstly, I think when you want to use HPay, you want to make sure that it is secure, because you don't want prying eyes. That's number one, right? And because it is military grade security data protected. To me that is important, and I like the fact that it is point to point. It is within seconds, and the money reaches them instead of verbages. Sure, of course, you still got to do your verbages and the escrow accounting and whatever. But you want the money in your bank as soon as possible. But hang on, I just want to point out to our audience this. All right, the common denominator of what we're saying thus far is which exchange, which stablecoin, which digital currency has passed muster, because from all the regulations, from all the benefits that we have listed just now of digital currency, you got to ask yourself which digital currencies, all right, which payment system can actually pass muster that ticks all the boxes. All right, there are thousands of currencies out there. In fact, there are 21,000 currencies in the market today. So whether you're considering to invest in cryptocurrencies or digital currencies, you do have to do the checklist, right? You have to consider these questions now, and of course, because crypto is so volatile, and you need to understand what is the crypto used for and what problem does it solve. Because this explains the mega trend that's pushing this. And you have a mega trend, and you have the government tailwind, strong tailwind pushing this. You're onto something. And of course, if you can buy low, which we think is still low from the history, tracking history. Yep. So if that is what you are looking for, then you might really want to spend some time reading the white paper. I beseech you, read the white paper, all right, and check all the boxes and tick all the boxes. And once you've done that, you realize, wow, this is truly a unique system that is way ahead of its time. Remember, this system was created last year, right, barely a year ago. And already it is going to, like what True007 saying, it's already going to do 2.0, and with the encryptions that is going to be safe, even with quantum computing coming in. And that's what you want. You want your money safe. You want the money that is yours, and you're able to spend it the way that you want to spend it. All right, 007, shall we wrap up? Any last word from you?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. So, in conclusion, can we say that the Himalaya Exchange, Himalaya coin, is really a unique, okay, top of the range digital currency, which we're leading with its high technology. Okay, Miles Gore mentioned about the 2.0 nm. Okay, 2.0 nm, so small microchips developed by Microsoft and by institutions. And I think this is what we say: the technology, the policy, the design, the military security grade, and check out who Himalaya Exchange is, what it is, and you'll find the answer. So we hope you enjoyed our program and have a great experience with the new world of digital and cryptocurrencies. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you. 3 simple steps: download,
Thank you.
sign up, and away you go. Have a good day.